how is like specifically video editing and motion graphics, how does it differ from those other applications in terms of like hardware requirements?
Yeah, so I mean, every single application is going to be slightly different, but in video editing in general, you can often benefit from having a bit beefier of like a processor than what you would need in gaming. A lot of games are very lightly threaded. They only use a portion of the CPU at any time versus something like video editing, depending on your application, you can use much beefier processors. And there are some pretty beefy processors out there now from Intel and AMD. Like you can get up to $2,000 processor, and that's a lot of money to be dumping into your system on top of everything else. But there's also a point where it's diminishing returns. So you can definitely get beefier, more expensive hardware that's worth it than gaming, but also not to the level of someone who's doing like VFX work and doing like rendering. That is a lot. It can use even more of the higher end hardware. So it's finding that right balance. It's also right now, there are things like, if you're using DaVinci Resolve, you can use multiple video cards. And usually you don't do that in gaming anymore. You used to, but these days not really as much. So then like, well, DaVinci Resolve, you might get multiple video cards. Premiere Pro, it doesn't really help having multiple video cards.